9:30 पे प्रोग्राम स्टार्ट हुआ था। उसके बाद से मुझे लग रहा है आप लोगों को 2-3 चीज़ों के एक्सपीरियंस ऑलरेडी हो गए हैं। एक एक्सपीरियंस तो ये है कि फायर फाइटिंग कैसे करना है, तो आप लोगों को एक लाइव एक्सपीरियंस मिल गया। दूसरा एक्सपीरियंस जो कि आपको जानना बहुत ज़रूरी था और लकीली भगवान ने अभी का ही टाइम चुना था उसको, वो ये है कि हम बिना लाइट में आज बैठे हैं। तो ये तो खाली 15 मिनट्स हम लोग बैठे हैं, आधा घंटा बैठे हैं, बट यहाँ पे जो जवेहरलाल जी वाली और कुशल राज जी है नहीं अवेलेबल, बट उनकी जो जनरेशन थी उन्होंने तो पूरी ज़िंदगी स्कूल में ऐसे निकाली है। और आप देख सकते हैं कि आप आज ये लोग कहाँ पे हैं और इन्होंने क्या क्या अचीव किया है। ये भी एक बहुत ज़रूरी जानने की चीज़ है। और तीसरा ये कि कहीं ना कहीं से कुछ ऊपर से कोई कोऑर्डिनेट हुआ है कि यूपीएससी का लिए सेशन है आज, और आपको कहीं ना कहीं एक रियलिटी में अवेयर करा रहे हैं कि आपको तपना तो पड़ेगा। तो अब ज़्यादा डिले किए बिना मैं चाहता हूँ कि जो बेस्ट मैं आप लोगों को एडवाइस कर सकता हूँ वो एक थोड़ा सा शॉर्ट ब्रीफिंग सेशन जो है आप लोगों के लिए। जैसा कि प्रिंसिपल सर ने बताया पर्टिकुलरली अबाउट द यूपीएससी एंड टू गाइड यू ऑल अबाउट दैट। यूपीएससी का जो है अभी आज के सेशन से पहले कितने लोगों ने यूपीएससी के बारे में सुना था? चलो बहुत ही अच्छी बात है। सो मेनी आर रेजिंग देयर हैंड्स। सो बेसिकली यूपीएससी जैसे कि आप लोगों को सबको पता है, यूनियन पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन, इट इज अ बॉडी which conducts the examination for the civil services and many other government entrance examination for various services, and particularly civil services में आप लोग देखते हैं IAS, IPS, foreign service, revenue service और railway service and various other services. These are basically services whose common examination, which is civil services, is conducted by UPSC. स्कूल ने और जीतो ने जो मुझे इनवाइट किया था कि टू अवेयर द स्टूडेंट्स एंड एडवाइज द स्टूडेंट्स अबाउट दैट, तो मेरे लास्ट 7 इयर्स के करियर में अमरचंद सिंह इंटरनेशनल स्कूल फर्स्ट स्कूल है जिसको मैं यूपीएससी के बारे में अवेयर कर रहा हूँ। जनरली मैं थोड़ा इन चीज़ों में कम बिलीव करता हूँ, बट क्योंकि आज अपॉर्चुनिटी दी है तो मैं आप लोगों को सबको थोड़ा सा एक ब्रीफ करूँगा। और पर्टिकुलरली मैं ये मानता हूँ कि आप लोग सभी बहुत ही फॉर्चुनेट है कि आपको स्कूल ने प्लेटफॉर्म दिया इंटरेक्शन का और आपको जानने का। मैं यहाँ पे एज ए एसपी ईच का पोस्टेड हूँ एंड आई एम एन IPS ऑफिसर ऑफ 2017 बैच। प्रीवियस टू दैट आई वॉज इन रेवेन्यू सर्विस। सो अब बेसिकली मैं आपको यूपीएससी के बारे में एक ओरिएंटेशन जो है आपको बता रहा हूँ कि यूपीएससी का और पर्टिकुलरली सिविल सर्विसेज का प्रिपरेशन क्या चीज़ है, उसमें क्या होता है, कैसे प्रिपरेशन करना होता है। सबसे पहले तो सिंस यू ऑल आर इन स्कूल राइट नाउ 10th 11th 12th स्टैंडर्ड, सो दिस इज द आइडियल टाइम टू गेट यू ऑल अवेयर एंड ओरिएंट अबाउट द सिविल सर्विसेज, क्योंकि टू अपीयर फॉर द सिविल सर्विस एग्जामिनेशन यू नीड टू हैव द मिनिमम एज ऑफ 21 ईयर्स एंड ऑल्सो द ग्रेजुएशन इन एनी स्ट्रीम। आप भले ह्यूमैनिटीज़ में है, साइंस में है, कॉमर्स में है, किसी में भी है, बट यू नीड टू बी मिनिमम क्वालिफाइड एज ए ग्रेजुएट। उसमें कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है। इट कैन बी एनी मीडियम, इंग्लिश, हिंदी, और अ पर्सन फ्रॉम एनी ऑफ द वर्नाक्युलर मीडियम ऑल्सो। नाउ बहुत लोगों को ये ध्यान में नहीं होता है कि इसका एग्जामिनेशन का एक्चुअल में स्टेज क्या है, कैसे होता है। तो बेसिकली यूपीएससी हैज़ अ 3-stage एग्जामिनेशन। First is prelims, second is mains, and third is personality test, that is interview. So prelims में basically that is choose the best, which consists of 2 papers. One is general studies and the other one is civil services aptitude test. Kind of CAT, दो CAT के लेवल का नहीं है, but थोड़ा सा कम, but that is basically a passing paper, but still level is very good. And the other one is general studies. Now general studies consist of all the things which you are studying right now. मतलब आपको थोड़ा हो सकता है डिफरेंट लगे, बट रियलिटी इज दिस ओनली. जो लोग आप अभी पढ़ रहे हैं वही चीज़ जनरल स्टडीज़ है. मतलब अगर कोई भी स्टूडेंट या कोई भी एस्पिरेंट जो है जब यूपीएससी की प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट करता है, सो बेसिक थिंग इज दैट ओनली दैट ही नीड टू बी अवेयर अबाउट द 9 to 12th, particularly 9 to 12th एनसीईआरटी बुक्स और सीबीएसई बुक्स, वट एवर इट इज, जो भी टॉपिक्स है, ज्योग्राफी हो, आपका सिविक स्टडीज हो, हिस्ट्री है, जितने भी बेसिक टॉपिक्स है, बेसिक आपका जो कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी है, जो आपने चीज़ स्कूल में पढ़ी है वही आपको उस टाइम वापस जो है स्टार्ट करनी है, और वही एक आपका बेसिक फाउंडेशन तैयार करती है. अदर थिंग इज जनरल नॉलेज, न्यूज़पेपर्स, व्हाट यू स्टडी. आप लोगों में से डेली न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ने की हैबिट कितने लोगों की है? इसमें कोई कंपटीशन की बात नहीं है, जो नेचुरल है वही चीज़. इफ यू आर रियली रीडिंग द न्यूज़पेपर देन यू कैन रेज योर हैंड सो दैट वी कैन गेट एन आइडिया. आप देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे 3-4 स्टूडेंट्स न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हैं, बट अगर आप भले यूपीएससी की प्रिपरेशन करते हैं या नहीं करते हैं, मेरा मानना है और इट्स अ सजेशन दैट यू ऑल शुड रीड न्यूज़पेपर्स डेली. वो खाली आपको इस चीज़ के लिए एग्जाम के प्रिपेयर करने में हेल्प नहीं करेगा. इन जनरल इट विल हेल्प यू बिल्ड योर ओन पर्सनैलिटी, और वो आपको ऐसी चीज़ों में बेनिफिट करेगा जो आपको भले ही कहीं ना कहीं रियलाइज नहीं होगा, बट एट द एंड दैट विल शेप अप योर पर्सनैलिटी एंड ऑल्सो इंक्रीज योर नॉलेज. और उसमें ना ही कोई रटने की चीज़ है, ना ही कोई चीज़ को मगअप करने का है. दैट इज जस्ट अबाउट योर कॉमन सेंस. सो स्मॉल एडवाइस टू ऑल, यू शुड हैव अ हैबिट ऑफ रीडिंग न्यूज़पेपर. So, when you're studying for the civil services, your 9 to 12 basic standard books and along with that newspaper, you need to have a flow of that. And more about that, if you are really oriented towards civil services, you should be personally interested for that. अगर आपके पेरेंट्स ने आपको बोल दिया है, अगर आपकी सोसाइटी आपको बोल रही है कि बेटा आपको आईएएस या आईपीएस बनना है, आपको ऑफिसर बनना है, पर जब तक आपके अंदर से वो चीज़ नहीं आएगी तब तक आपको लोग कितना भी बोल दें, वो चीज़ जो है आपको उतना इफेक्ट नहीं करेगी. सो द मोस्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज दैट पर्सनली यू शुड हैव इंटरेस्ट टू अपीयर फॉर एनी ऑफ द एग्जामिनेशन. कोई भी एग्जामिनेशन हो, आप किसी भी चीज़ के लिए आप जाना चाहते हैं, इफ एनीवन इज ओरिएंटेड फॉर चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, वो आपका पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट होना चाहिए. अगर किसी का कुछ साइंस की फील्ड में है, दैट शुड बी योर पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट. विदाउट पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट चीज़ आपको बड़ी मतलब बोर्डम सी लगेगी, और अबाउट दैट आपको ऐसा लगेगा कि मुझ पे कोई चीज़ इम्पोज की जा रही है. और जब वो इम्पोजिशन वाली फीलिंग आती है तो बहुत बार आपको लगता है कि आप चीज़ जो है जो आप चाहते हैं वो नहीं कर पाते. सो थिंग्स शुड बी ऑफ योर पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट एंड इट शुड बी ऑफ योर लाइकिंग्स. सो द सिविल सर्विसेज, first is prelims, general studies and CSAT. 2 papers are there. Choose the best, and that is of 2 hours each, conducted on a single day. When you are clearing this prelims, you have to appear for the mains. Now mains examination consists of 9 paper. मैं आपको ये बेसिक चीज़ इसलिए बता रहा हूँ ताकि आपको एक बेसिक ओरिएंटेशन का ध्यान में रहे कि कैसे कैसे क्या होता है, ताकि आपको एक बेसिक नॉलेज रहे कोई चीज़ का. The mains consist of 9 papers. 2 papers are of your optional which you have chosen. Now optional can be anything. If you are a commerce student, you can choose commerce and accountancy. If you are a science student, you can choose physics, chemistry, mathematics, and various other options are there. If you are interested in literature, you can choose Hindi, English, other literature subjects are also there. If you are interested in humanities, you have the option of anthropology, you also have the option of psychology, you also have the option of sociology. Various other subjects optional paper are there. So you have the 2 papers of optional, 4 papers of general studies, and 1 paper of essay and 2 paper of languages. Language, English is compulsory and the other one is optional. You can choose Hindi, or if any person is there from Karnataka, so he can choose Kannada. So that is the basic scheme of the mains examination. All are theoretical papers. and you have to qualify all the papers. After you clear your mains examination, then you have the final stage of the personality test, that is the interview. Now interview is again basically there is no any specific syllabus for that, but you need to have your basic orientation and what is your personality, that will get reflected in the interview. Basically when interview is conducted, there is a panel of 5 people. They conduct an interview headed by the UPSC member, and rest 4 people are from different fields. You may not know everyone, but basically you have to assume that all are experts in their field. So this is the scheme of things. You have to clear each and every stage to get qualified in the examination. First thing, supposedly you have cleared the prelims and you have stuck in mains. Again you have to start from the prelims scratch. So that is the main thing. Second, it is not like chartered accountancy that supposedly you have cleared so and so many papers, then you have to again go for the rest of the papers only. आपको एकदम पूरा scratch से start करना है. Then again for the different categories there are different number of attempts. So that is there, and above that there are the different cut-off numbers also. So that is the basic thing. Now next comes the you all may be like thinking that इतने सारे लोग होते हैं, कैसे होता है, क्या होता है, मतलब you must be reading. जो लोग, क्योंकि मैं देख रहा हूँ काफ़ी लोगों ने अपना हैंड्स रेज किया, तो बेसिकली यू मे हैव रेड समटाइम्स, और आप पढ़ेंगे कभी कभी कि कोई भी गवर्नमेंट एग्जाम हो उसमें देयर आर लैक्स ऑफ पीपल अपियरिंग फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन. एंड पर्टिकुलरली इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द यूपीएससी सिविल सर्विसेज, आई जस्ट गिव एन एग्जांपल. फॉर एग्जांपल 1000 सीट्स आर देयर एवरी ईयर. If any examination is being conducted for total number of 1000 seats, you will read and you will find that 10 lakh students or 10 lakh aspirants have applied for that examination, right? Now you may think कि 10 लाख लोगों में हमारा नंबर कहाँ पे आएगा? Now there is a basic scheme of things. एक basic जो है हर एक एग्जाम का कहीं पे कोई भी चीज़ हो, particularly competitive examination. Civil service, I am just giving an example, but it applies for all the competitive exams. अगर कोई भी competitive exam में supposedly 10 lakh aspirants are there, you have to basically assume कि actual में around 50% would be attempting the paper. That is the reality, और ये हमने काफ़ी बार observe किया है और बहुत सारे लोगों का ऐसा experience है, analysis है. I am just saying कि उस चीज़ को कैसे reduce किया जाए, क्योंकि not only civil services, for any competitive exam or for anything you want to aspire in your career, आपको mentally बहुत strong होना पड़ेगा, आपको mentally बहुत clear होना पड़ेगा. तो if you are that clear, so you will find that 50% of your load has been reduced. Supposedly you will find that 10 lakh people have applied for the civil services exam. Actually you will find that only 5 to 6 lakh people are actually appearing for the examination. First thing. Second, those 5 to 6 lakh people who are appearing for the examination, there is a basic sense that only 50% of them would be serious aspirants. So you will see that 2.5 lakh, around 2.5 lakh people are serious aspirants. Now out of those 2.5 lakh, you will also find that around 50% are those who are appearing just for the experience. So now that comes the 1.25 or 1.5 lakh people aspirants. अब वो जो 1.5 और जो 2 लाख स्टूडेंट्स है, उसमें आपको कैसे आपकी जगह बनानी है. नाउ फॉर दैट यू हैव टू फाइट. जस्ट फॉर एन एग्जांपल, इफ प्रीलिम्स इज देयर, प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन, एंड एग्जामिनेशन इज बीइंग कंडक्टेड फॉर टोटल नंबर ऑफ 1000 सीट्स. सो जनरली यूपीएससी टेक्स अराउंड 13 to 14 टाइम्स ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स फॉर द मेंस एग्जामिनेशन. सो इफ 1000 सीट्स आर देयर, सो यू विल फाइंड दैट 15,000 students will get selected for the mains examination. And out of those 15,000 students, for the interview, generally UPSC select 2.5 to 3 times of the students. So at the end, you will find that for interview around, at the last stage, 2,500 to 3,000 students are there who will be appearing for the interview. And out of those 2,500 to 3,000 students, finally 1,000 students will get selected. But मैं जो बात कर रहा था कि 1.25 और 1.5 lakh serious aspirants में जो है, you have to make your place. So how you will make that place? First of all, important thing and very easy thing is that कि वो जो 1.5 लाख है उसमें से हमको 1.5 लाख में से वी हैव टू मेक अ प्लेस इन 15,000 स्टूडेंट्स, और वो 15,000 स्टूडेंट्स में मैनी टाइम्स जो एस्पिरेंट्स है, जो स्टूडेंट्स है, जो अपियर होते हैं, दे आर नॉट क्लियर और they may not be that aware about the basic things you need to be aware about your examination. For example, I am saying the prelims examination is there. मैं आपको उसके बता रहा हूँ कि आप अभी जो मैं आपको बताऊंगा और आप जो YouTube पे जाके सर्च करेंगे बहुत सारी आपको डिफरेंट चीज़ें भी मिलेगी, और ये एक बेसिक चीज़ है. एंड जनरली एवरी ईयर यू विल फाइंड द डिफरेंट सेट्स ऑफ पेपर, डिफरेंट सेट्स ऑफ क्वेश्चन एंड डिफरेंट मार्क्स, कट ऑफ मार्क्स. बट बेसिक चीज हमेशा ये रहती है कि यू नीड टू बी क्लियर अबाउट योर बेसिक फंडामेंटल्स, कि आपको कैसे अपनी जगह बनानी है अमंग ऑल द टॉप पीपल. तो फॉर एग्जांपल प्रीलिम्स इज देयर एंड जनरल स्टडीज पेपर इज देयर. नाउ जनरल स्टडीज अगर 100 क्वेश्चंस है तो वो 100 क्वेश्चंस सबके लिए क्वेश्चंस देयर विल बी अ सेम सेट ऑफ पेपर. क्वेश्चन का जो भी स्टैंडर्ड होगा दैट वुड बी इक्वल फॉर एवरीवन. नाउ for example, out of 100 you are attempting 90 questions, because there are many students who generally attempt 60 to 70 questions. But supposedly you are attempting 90 questions, and out of 90 you get your 70 questions right, or for example 72 questions right. Now you have got 72 questions right and 18 questions wrong. So you will be getting around that 18 questions wrong, so again 6 questions will get deducted because there is a negative marking for wrong answers also. So at the end you will find that only 66 questions have got corrected. That is 132. Out of 200 you are getting 132 marks. Now 132 is a very much ideal situation and a very high probability that you will be clearing your prelims and you will be appearing for the mains examination. Right? Now you will also find that after appearing for the examination, when you are coming back home and you will be discussing with your friends, you will be having a different view from your friends also. Someone will say that I have attempted 85 questions. Someone will also say that he has attempted 100 questions. कोई और आके बोलेगा कि मैंने तो only 70 questions ही attempt किए हैं. But overall things matter is that कि सबसे पहले तो पेपर का लेवल कैसा था, क्वेश्चंस कैसे थे, एंड जनरल सेंस आपको क्या मिल रहा है कि स्टूडेंट्स जिन्होंने क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट किए हैं, आपको क्या लग रहा है कि कितने उसमें राइट आंसर्स हो सकते हैं या प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या लग रही है. फॉर एग्जांपल like I appeared for the 2014 examination, 15 examination and 16 examination, and for all the 3 years different examination we were having 3 different number of cutoffs. 2014 examination cutoff was 105 only, 2015 examination cutoff was 118, and 2016 examination cutoff was around 98 or 99. I don't remember exactly, but you will find that every year there is a different number of cutoff, and it all depends how the students are appearing or attempting for that and how you are clearing that. तो मैं जो आपको बता रहा था कि supposedly you attempted 90 questions, you have got 72 right. At the end you will see that out 66 into 2, that is 132, would be your prelims score for the general studies paper. CSAT would be qualifying, you have to have minimum 30%, I think, 33%. So that all consists of the aptitude and all. So when you will be attempting 90 questions and you will be discussing with your friends, that time you will get a sense कि कहीं ना कहीं जो है मेरी probability ज़्यादा है, और जो दूसरे फ्रेंड्स वगैरह ने अटेम्प्ट किया है उसमें ऐसा लग रहा है कि शायद जो है उनका कहीं ना कहीं कुछ पॉसिबिलिटी है बॉर्डर लाइन रहने की. Now there are many students who generally attempt, कभी-कभी कुछ होते हैं very excited और they may be very confident also, they attempt 100 out of 100 questions. अब 100 out of 100 attempt करने में कोई problem नहीं है, you should attempt, but all depends कि आपकी overall accuracy जितनी रही है. For example, a student attempted 100 questions और उसमें 70 right हुए और 30 wrong हुए. At the end you will find that he is getting only 120 marks. Because for the 70 right, he has also got the 10 negative questions subtracted, so he has got 16 to 2, that is 120 marks. 120 में वो गलत नहीं है, is not wrong. But again the other student is there, he has got 132 marks with the attempt of 90 questions. So it all depends upon your accuracy also, how you are attempting and how many right questions are there. Along with that, there is also a factor of common sense. अगर आप if you will be having just a glimpse of UPSC prelims paper general studies, you will see that there are many options. आपको कुछ क्वेश्चन देख के लगेगा यार ये क्वेश्चंस इतना स्टैंडर्ड, इतना लेवल, हाउ शुड वी अटेम्प्ट? बट ड्यूरिंग प्रिपरेशन you will get a sense of confidence also, and during preparation when you will be attempting the mock papers, that time you will get an idea. But in all these stages you will see that common sense matter a lot. Common sense matters a lot. और UPSC हो या कोई भी competitive examination हो, other than your hard work and your all study, common sense also matters a lot. Because there are many questions, there will be many questions in any kind of competitive examination where you will be need to eliminate the options. अगर आप ये सोचते हैं कि मैंने कोई 30 बुक्स पढ़ ली या 40 बुक्स पढ़ ली और वो सारी बुक्स पढ़ूंगा तो मैं 100% कोई भी क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट कर लूँगा, तो वो एक गलत सोच है. ऐसा कभी नहीं हो सकता, कभी होगा भी नहीं. अगर आपने इतनी सारा मटेरियल पढ़ा है, there will be probability that you may be knowing the maximum number of questions, but certainly there is a probability that you will not be knowing all the questions. And generally there is a probability that no matter how much you read, you will be aware about only the 40 to 50% of the questions. Only 40 to 50. Rest 40 to 50 or 60% of the questions you will have to attempt from your common sense, your experience, your knowledge, what you have gained, and that would be possible only when you will be practicing. And during practicing you will be having a feel of this elimination technique. Like you all are in school right now, then certainly in the future you will be attempting many examinations, many different competitive examinations. You will find the importance of elimination in each and every examination, that how you have to eliminate the options. And option elimination is one of the main things, and that helps you in finding out the right option also. So UPSC as an examination, I'm just giving an example, but it applies for all the competitive examination. So prelims is the first stage. So when you clear the prelims, then comes the mains. So mains, I've talked about the optional paper. For example, a commerce student is there, and if he is very much confident about commerce, he can choose commerce and accountancy. But me being a commerce background student, I was not that much confident about my commerce and accountancy, so I had chosen a subject of my liking, and that was public administration. Public administration is also one of the optional for the UPSC civil services, and basically public administration, when you will see the topics of public administration, commerce students who are sitting here, they will find that many of the topics would be correlating with the public administration. And the basic things what you observe in your daily life in the administration, that thing would be coming in the public administration. That was the subject of my liking and my choice, so I opted for that subject. Supposedly if any science student is here and he is very much having a grip on the mathematics, so you can choose mathematics as an optional. And if you are very much confident, so there is a certain and there is a more possibility and likelihood that you will be getting very good marks in mathematical optional. So as of now in the current scheme of things, optional is one. You have to choose one optional for the mains examination, and then the general studies, 4 papers are there, that is common for everyone. 2 are the language papers and 1 is the essay paper. Now except the optional, all are the other papers, again that reflects your study, your general knowledge, your paper reading, your all the books what you have read till now, and your general sense what you are observing in the society. Because there are different sets of papers, different sets of questions, and that questions comes in the paper, and there is no specific sets and specific number of types of questions that will only come. I'm just giving you an example. For example, in mains you have the 4 general studies paper, GS paper 1, GS paper 2, 3, 4. Now paper 4 is basically about the ethics. Now ethics, you have the basic standard books to read and to get the knowledge about the various definitions, about the morality, discipline and all everything. From that book you will get an orientation about the ethics as a subject. But to write answers in the ethics as a paper, you need to have your own common sense, your own general knowledge. I'm just giving you an example. I was attempting the paper in 2014 mains examination because I have cleared the prelims that time, the first stage. So that time we got a question Like, do you think that patriotism is only for the armed forces? And if not, then what is your view on patriotism? That is such type of question you will never get in any kind of book. तो इस बारे में कोई कुछ बोलना चाहेगा पेट्रियोटिज्म के बारे में कि क्या ओनली फोर्सेस के लिए पेट्रियोटिज्म होता है या उसके अलावा भी लोगों के लिए पेट्रियोटिज्म है, या एक्चुअल में पेट्रियोटिज्म का मीनिंग क्या है? Anyone who can throw some light? Now I'll just show you the background from where this question originated in 2014. Our exam was in December 2014. In the month of September 2014, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji was there in the United States, and he was giving his speech in Madison Garden. And in that speech, he has mentioned about the patriotism. कि देशभक्ति क्या है? देशभक्ति ऐसा नहीं है कि खाली सेनाओं और पुलिस के जवानों के लिए है, देशभक्ति आम नागरिक के लिए भी है. That is for the common man also. You as a school student, if you are like those who have crossed the legal age, and if you are driving your two-wheeler or four-wheeler, and if you are following the traffic rules or obeying the traffic rules, that is a part of your patriotism. If any doctor is there, if he is doing his services properly, that is also a part of patriotism. Many people are sitting here, they are doing their business. If they are paying taxes timely and properly, that is also a part of patriotism. You in your surroundings, you are maintaining proper cleanliness, you are maintaining your surrounding clean, that is also a part of patriotism. We saw the firefighting things here, and things were very tackled in a proper manner. That is also a kind of contribution to your patriotism only. So you just imagine and you just think that such kind of questions are there, and all the questions, when you will think in the final stage, you will see that everywhere your common sense comes into play. That is I am talking about the GS paper 4, that is ethics. Other papers are also there, GS paper 1, paper 2, paper 3. That consists of science, constitutional provisions, historical provisions, your art, culture, and many other things. Since we are in the district of Kutch, even economics also. So there can be a question. I'm just saying for an example. There can be a question that, particularly since we are here in the Kutch, so I am talking from the Kutch point of view, that what are the basic reasons or what things have been there which has transformed Kutch after the 2001 earthquake. So these things you may not have particularly read in any of the standard books or text, but these things you can answer easily if you will having a general sense of your orientation, about your general knowledge, things you will be reading, and you will be having a sense of your overall course preparation. There can be one more question also. Talking about the tourism in Kutch, talking about the culture and art in Kutch. You all are sitting here. How many are aware about the Dholavira site? So Dholavira site, how that site has transformed the nearby surroundings, particularly the Kutch district, and also the landscape of the Gujarat as a state. You will see that the site has been included in the UN World Heritage as a site location. So what importance does it get when a site gets the tag of UN World Heritage? So there will be many such kind of things you will be reading, you will be having a sense when you will be preparing for any of the, particularly the UPSC civil services, or those who may be having a liking of appear for the state examination, for the GPSC also. So at the end, what I want to say is that the basic crux is that you may be reading so many books, so many texts, but this examination is not about mugging up the things. It's not about you will be like you have written some things and you will be having a orientation कि मुझे इसमें से ही आंसर लिखना है, मैं इतना ही आंसर लिखूंगा. ऐसा नहीं है. You have to write your own answer, but answer should be relevant. It should be very much factual, and it should logically and justifiably explaining the things which have been asked. So these 4 papers are there. 2 papers are of optional, 2 papers are of language. Language is again a qualifying, and the last is of essay. Now in essay you get the 4 different topics. Now topics when you will be seeing the topics would be kind of very much vague. You will have to think for first 5 to 10 minutes कि मैं कौन से टॉपिक पे लिखूं, और अगर आपने जो टॉपिक फाइनल किया है उस टॉपिक पे मुझे कैसे लिखना है. But generally during the preparation you get the sense and you get a habit how to write. And particularly आप लोग, आपके रिलेटिव्स, आपके फ्रेंड्स, आपने बहुत बार इवन सोशल मीडिया में भी पढ़ा होगा या कभी पढ़ेंगे या कभी ऐसा आप ऑब्जर्व भी करेंगे, होता भी है, एंड इट्स अ रियलिटी, हार्ड रियलिटी. फॉर एग्जामिनेशंस पर्टिकुलरली लाइक यूपीएससी और फॉर द स्टेट लेवल जीपीएससी, अगर आप ये मान के चलते हैं कि अगर कोई स्कूल का टॉपर या फिर कोई वेल एजुकेटेड और एकदम स्कॉलर टाइप का स्टूडेंट ही विल बी श्योर क्लियरिंग द एग्जामिनेशन, तो दैट इज रॉन्ग. इसमें ये बिल्कुल भी सर्टेनिटी नहीं है कि अगर बच्चा स्कूल में टॉप कर रहा है या फिर अगर वो एकेडमिक्स में स्ट्रॉन्ग है तो वो डेफिनेटली एग्जाम को क्लियर करेगा. ज़रूरी ये चीज़ है कि आपका बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्लियर हो. आपको चीज़ें जो है यू शुड हैव दी प्रैक्टिकल अंडरस्टैंडिंग, और आपकी प्रैक्टिकल होशियारी होनी चाहिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू राइटिंग द मेंस एग्जामिनेशन, now a question is there of 10 marks. Like I'll share my experience. In first attempt I have written all the mains examination in a para format. Now whenever you are writing any examination, school examination is a kind of different thing, but अब जैसे आप कॉलेज में आएंगे बाद में, and when you will be appearing for the other examination, we will be having the theoretical aspect. You will always have to think not from your point of view, from the examiner point of view. अगर कोई पेपर का आंसर मैंने लिखा है तो अगर मैं मेरी कन्वीनियंस देखूंगा तो मेरी कन्वीनियंस मुझे काम नहीं आएगी. मुझे वो कन्वीनियंस देखनी है कि अगर कोई एग्जामिनर मेरा पेपर चेक कर रहा है तो उसकी कन्वीनियंस क्या है. तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट आई रोट आंसर्स इन पैरा फॉर्मेट. नाउ इन पैरा फॉर्मेट, that para format is comfortable for many students, but that may not be comfortable for many other students. In the para format you will find the things that all are things clubbed in one para or two para, और उसमें काफ़ी important चीज़ें होती है जो आप highlight नहीं कर पाते हो. If your vocab is not that strong, if your writing is not that strong, but there are many other students who are literally very very good, तो उनकी जो writings होती है, उनकी जो explain करने की power होती है, that is very good in para format. They are very much comfortable, and luckily or coincidentally they also get good marks by the para format also. Now in the second attempt I changed my strategy and my habit, and I came into the point wise answer writing. For example, if any question is there of 10 marks, so basically I was clear that I have to write the minimum 10 points. And now these days in competitive examination you get the particular question, you also get the particular space to write. ये पहले जैसा टाइम नहीं है कि आपको मन चाहे जितनी चीज़ें लिखनी हो लिखती, वो नहीं होता है आजकल. You get the particular space to write, and in that space only you have to complete all the answer. For example, I have got a question that is of 10 marks. I have to complete my answer in a particular space. So I made my things clear कि मुझे इसमें minimum 10 points होने चाहिए. Now 10 points depends the kind of question has been asked. First point you can highlight the things. एक बेसिक आप प्रीफेस बना सकते हैं कि क्वेश्चन किस बारे में पूछा गया है. Then you can make a preface, the thing that what are the limitations for the particular thing, and then you can give your solutions. Particularly civil services are the things जहाँ पे आपको चीज़ें क्रिटिसाइज ही नहीं करनी है, आपको खाली शॉर्टकमिंग से नहीं बतानी है. You need to give your own solutions. You need to give your reasons कि how you will correct the things. So basically, examiner require that thing. And also you need to make your answer qualitative. कि आप अपना आंसर कैसे क्वालिटेटिव बनाएंगे. मैं जो आपको स्टार्टिंग में बात कर रहा था कि फॉर एग्जांपल 10 lakh students and appear, and finally for the main stage you are getting the 15,000, and from that 15,000 for the interview 3,000 would be selected. तो वो 15,000 में से आपको 3,000 में आने का आपका मेन जो डिपेंड करेगा, the thing how you are writing the answers. What are your basic understandings and basic contents you are deriving in your answer. फॉर एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पे 100 स्टूडेंट्स हैं. अब 100 स्टूडेंट्स में जब कोई एक एग्जामिनर क्वेश्चन चेक करता है, and again that comes the logic of that 50%. तो जनरली एग्जामिनर को 100 में से 50 कॉपीज में आंसर सिमिलर मिलेंगे। तो वो जो सिमिलर आंसर मिलेंगे उसमें जो बेसिक मार्क्स सबको मिलने हैं उतना ही मिलेगा, बट रेस्ट ऑफ द 50 स्टूडेंट्स अगेन क्वालिटी मैटर्स। फॉर एग्जांपल एनी क्वेश्चन हैज बीन आस्क्ड ऑन एग्रीकल्चर, so when you will be preparing, you will be getting to know the various specialists, various experts, various bodies, various institutions related to agriculture. For example, MS Swaminathan, who recently got the Bharat Ratna. There are various institutions for agriculture, Indian Council of Agriculture Research. There are various experts who continuously write their editorials about the agriculture. So you need to inculcate those experts' views in your answers to make your answer qualitative. And when you will be making your answer qualitative, basically you need to impress the examiner. That is the crux. अगर आप कोई भी चीज़ करते हैं, particularly the competitive examination, अगर आपको marks fetch करने हैं, एक बेसिक अगर एग्जांपल दूं तो कोई भी इंडस्ट्री होती है, वो इंडस्ट्री अपना प्रोडक्ट सेल कब कर पाती है, जब उसके प्रोडक्ट की कोई क्वालिटी होती है। और क्योंकि उस प्रोडक्ट सेगमेंट में बहुत सारी इंडस्ट्रीज होती है, बट क्यों ओनली 2 या 3 इंडस्ट्रीज ही चलती है, बाकी वाली इंडस्ट्रीज क्यों नहीं चल पाती है? वो आपकी क्वालिटी बहुत मैटर कर जाती है उसमें। सेम थिंग इज अबाउट द यूपीएससी एंड ऑल द अदर कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जामिनेशन, पर्टिकुलरली वेयर द थ्योरेटिकल एस्पेक्ट इज देयर। You need to show your quality to the examiner that your answer is something different than the other one who is writing. So only then you will get some additional marks. And particularly UPSC is such kind of examination where on the single mark you have the 3 to 4 rankers getting the rank. So every mark matters, and to make a difference in mark you need to make a difference in your answer writing. So when you will be clearing your mains examination, then comes the personality test, that is the interview. Now interview, whatever you are upbringing yourself from childhood till you are appearing for the interview, everything comes in that. Now interview, you will have questions from various fields. It depends on the day when you are having the interview. It also depends on the time. It also depends on the situation. It also depends from where you belong. It also depends from where you have studied, what you have studied. There can be questions from anything. What is your likings? What are your hobbies? Any kind of questions can be there. But main thing which matters is that your honesty, answers which you are giving. If anything bluff is there, definitely you have to believe that all those 5 persons who are sitting in front of me, they are very much experienced. They can get the things in a seconds of time. And if you are bluffing, then straightway some negative impression has been created, and that there you lose your interview marks. So interview is basically about your honest personality. Whether you are knowing the answer or not, that doesn't matter. If you are not knowing the answer, there can be 20 questions which have been asked. There is a possibility that you may not know 5 to 6 question answer. If you are not knowing, you can say easily that I am not aware about the answer, sir. Sorry. But if you are not knowing and again then you are bluffing about the things, so then there comes problem, and there your negative personality gets reflected. So these were the basic things. I am very much sorry, I am falling short of time. I'll have to join my office right now. But for the question answer session, I would request Principal Sir to please take all your questions, and definitely I will be coming for the next session at your convenience, and I will be answering all the questions. But right now I am extremely falling short of time. I'll have to move. I just saw the time, it's 11:15, so I'm sorry. I'll have to move. I hope that I made the basics clear. सोचा तो ज़्यादा था कि आराम से 9:30 पे स्टार्ट हो जाता, but unfortunately some things were there. But I would request Principal Sir to please take the questions. And definitely, I would be coming personally and would be addressing all the queries.